You came and you paid, surveyed the property you made. Put in an offer you didn't have to say. Higher than Maverell, it's feeling like God in here. Bitch got that grace appeal, they stick with annoying what else am I supposed to feel? Won't you come in, put your feet up, how you waiting here? Let me back up while you do you, I won't interfere. Shake my feng shui, I can rearrange, that's a chandelier. Get a show ready where you set it up, it's a grand premiere.
The girl talking gotta make them feel I'm something special, I ain't just a vessel. I found your word was my way to heal. Now I'm outside trying to spread the message. The devil dripping, he been causing wreckage. My testimony went from declining to the upper hand, finally gave me leverage. What I felt was a stretch, it led to agility. You were the balance, I needed stability. All the allure, spirit so pure, from Father to Son like the Holy Trinity. Open arms, I receive the blessings. In every lesson, hope to see progression. The more you lead me to community, the more I see a need for intercession. Gotta pray for 'em.
I'll be your temple, I'll be your sanctuary. You can come dwell here, why won't you come and fill me? Jesus, have your way.
Good evening and greetings to you, and welcome back to the Fly Show, where the Fly stands for First Love You. And this is yours truly. You know, it's your girl, Jazzy D Mills. And I like to welcome each and every one of you back here. And for everyone that is new, if it's your first time tuning in to the Fly Show, welcome, welcome, welcome. Where the Fly stands for First Love You. And we are walking with God, thriving in love, increasing our faith, and just being real. We got so much going on in this world that we need more realistic situations. We need more authenticity. Gotta get that right. And we just want to be relatable and let people know that they're not walking on this journey by themselves. We are growing and growing and growing. And if you have not, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, The Fly Show with Jazz, and make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you click that bell button to receive all notifications when we are live and anything that may be posted on our page. So make sure you go ahead and follow us and build up our subscribers. All right. So as you all know, we are in our dating series. We're dating the flyway. We're dating with faith, dating through love, and dating you. Right? Because you can't date nobody if you don't know how to date yourself. So how about that? Last week, we talked about a real situation. We unpacked the healing through heartbreak, healing through divorce, and the healing through breakups. And we talked about what healing looks like, how to navigate it. So if you missed that episode, make sure you go back and take a listen to it. And because tonight we're going to continue to build upon that conversation in our dating series. Tonight, we are going to talk about what a lot of us are dealing with after we start our healing process from the heartbreak. How do you know that you're ready to date again? How you know you're ready to jump back out there in them streets? But I want to first start by saying, you know, healing does not mean that you're perfect. Healing does not mean that you're not going to have a moment. It doesn't mean that you'll never feel sad again. It doesn't mean that you're going to not think about the situation ever again. It just means that you have allowed God to mend your heart enough to know that you're no longer dating out of brokenness. You're no longer dating out of bitterness. You're no longer dating out of desperation. And you're no longer dating out of fear. But you're dating because you started your work, you're doing your work, and you know what you deserve. So tonight we're going to be discussing on how you know that you are ready to date again. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, to everything there is a reason and a time to every purpose under heaven. So may this season be your season to heal. Maybe it's your season to prepare. Maybe it's your season to step back and fall back in love again. But this time, it's going to be done with clarity. It's going to be done with confidence. And most importantly, it's going to be done with God. But first, before I get into, how you know you're ready, let's talk about how to know when you're not ready. Before we talk about readiness, we got to get into knowing when you just might not be ready and you might need to sit down and chill for a little while. Continue to rest on ice. Continue to rest in your healing process. Continue to rest in therapy if that's what you're doing, because you don't want to just jump back out there. I know we discussed on a couple episodes before. You don't want to just jump back out there and you ain't did no healing yet, because you're going to be looking to fill a void that you have not started healing from, and you've not started your work. So here are a few signs in just recapping to know that you're not ready to be back out here. Number one, you're comparing every person to your ex. Oh, they remind me of so and so and so. This is the same characteristics that had. This is what they did. Oh, that sounds just like them. If every person you meet is being measured against your last relationship, you're not ready. Go over there in that corner, pull up that chair, and get back in there and sit down. Huh? Don't be out here comparing nothing to nobody, because every person is not the same. They may have the same characteristics, but they are not the same person. Another reason you're not, you may not be ready, because you're dating for validation. You want someone that's going to tell you look good. You want someone that's going to fix how you feel about yourself. You want someone that's going to fix your self-esteem or to prove that you're worthy enough. Family, I need you to understand that you were worthy the day that you were created. How about that? God just ain't just out here picking somebody to make you feel good about yourself. Can a person compliment your confidence? Absolutely. But the confidence has to be there. You can't compliment nothing to nothing, because it ain't nothing that you can compare it to. It's nothing that you can sit it beside. So you can't compliment anything if it ain't nothing there. So you have to have self-esteem. You have to have confidence in order for it to be complimented by the person that you're dating. You can't, another sign is you holding on to bitterness. If you still angry, if you still have unforgiveness in your heart, if you still are resentful towards your ex, if every time you see their name, just say, okay, hypothetically speaking, right? Well, not hypothetical, because this is some people's reality. You have children or a child with, your ex-spouse or your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend or whatever, and they call you to check in on the child or to call you to have a conversation. And if every time your phone rings and their name pops up, or you see their picture, if you got them saved in your phone like that, and you roll your eyes, your anxiety level goes up, your heart start palpitating, you started feeling angry, you get, hard in the face, you get distorted. You're not ready, because you have not healed yet. You're still angry. You're still bitter. And you better fix it before your heart hardens. And it's going to be a long time before somebody can break it. So don't go date nobody when you feeling like that. Go get help. Go get therapy. Go talk to somebody. And realize that it's okay to not be ready. It's okay not to jump in a relationship. It's okay. Learn how to be alone for a season. Learn how to be alone and not be terrified that you're alone. Because that's another thing, that's another way to know that you're not ready. If you scared to be by yourself and you're terrified and it gives you anxiety, you don't need to be out here dating, because now you're dating out of desperation. Now you're dating out of fear. Being single is not babe, when I tell you being single is not a punishment. It is not a punishment. It is a season for you to learn how to walk in your singleness, how to learn the authenticity about yourself, how to learn your realistic character traits, to learn if you have integrity or not, to learn if you even like yourself. And whatever you don't like, fix it. Fix it. Because if I'm being honest, after my divorce, I thought I was ready to date, child, way before I should have been out here dating. Okay, let me tell you that. Because I went on a date, was talking to somebody after my divorce, and I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. You know, still dealing with having trust issues, insecurities, looking to be validated. Every time I text you, I need you to respond immediately. And I'm not okay with you not paying me no attention. Or if a day goes by and I don't talk to you, oh, you cheating, or you would. We ain't even in no relationship. We're just dating. And these were the thoughts that I had running through my head about somebody that I was dating. Let me go over here and sit in the corner and mind my business and grow up a little bit and go heal some more before I get back out here in these streets. That's what I had to do. Because I was projecting that on someone else and I was driving myself insane. I was miserable. Okay? Miserable. And I really had to ask myself, Jazz, are you really ready to be out here like that again? Do you think it's a little too soon? Or are you just trying to find a way of escape? Are you looking for a way to just relieve the pain that you're feeling? But what you fail to realize is you still got to go deal with that, baby girl. You still got to go deal with that pain. You still got to go deal with that. But no one understands that you have to recognize that about yourself. That's what healing does. You learn a whole lot about yourself. Healing can be a gift. Healing is a gift that you give yourself so that when it's time, the next person that you date, they're dating the better version of you and not the broken version. All right. So now that we've even talked about a few signs that you ain't ready, let's go into signs that you are ready. How do you know when you're ready? You've made peace with your past. You can think of your ex, your marriage, your divorce without letting it consume you, without letting it overtake your mind, without letting it shift your energy. You know, so many people talking about your vibrational levels and all this other kind of stuff. If that shifts, you ain't ready. But if you have and maintain a sense of calm, a sense of peace, and it does not make you feel outraged, where you want to provoke physical harm to somebody, you might be ready. You know who you are in God. You know who you are within yourself. You're not waiting to see if someone is going to affirm you and let you know who you are, because you've done the work and you've told yourself, you've encouraged yourself, you walk this journey with God to rebuild who you are, to rebuild and to create a new masterpiece with the shattered pieces that you had. Sometimes you got to let them shattered pieces turn into something different. Because if you break a glass, it ain't going to look the same if you put it back together. You're going to see cracks and lines, nooks and crannies and crevices. It's going to show you the reality of this beautiful masterpiece. You've been broken. You've been shattered. But God gives you the ability to seek him for you to be put back together again. And when you get to know who you are in him, you might be ready to date again. You happy and content with yourself. You are enjoying life. You're finding new hobbies. You're probably traveling by yourself. I know somebody that just did a whole Africa trip for her birthday. I hear walking with lions and feeding giraffes and zebras. I hear doing it, enjoying the single season and being happy with it. You're not searching, oh my God, I just wish I was in a relationship. Oh my God. But you're learning to love on yourself. You're learning to date you. You're content. And girl, you can come in here, make you a whole little meal, watch you a little movie, have a little movie night with yourself, and you're okay and you're happy with it. You have clear, I know I said this previously before, you have clear boundaries. You know what you want. You know what you ain't willing to deal with. You have confidence enough to communicate when they stepping across some boundaries. Hey. Come on back over here. Or you can stay over there. But if you stay over there, you will not find me. And you're confident enough to have that type of conversation. You're open and willing to date, but you're not desperate. You're not chasing it. It's not your end all be all. It's not the thing that's bringing you peace. You're not idolizing dating. Dating from a healed space feels a whole lot different when you dating out of frantic desperation. Let me tell you that. Because you know how to, you know how to sense, that's not what I want. You're no longer ignoring the red flags per se. You're not compromising who you want to be chosen by. Let me clarify that. You're not compromising with who you're dating. You're not compromising with, okay, well, let me just try this and see what it look like. No. You're dating with peace and confidence and knowing that if this person is not God's best for you, you're confident enough to walk away. But let me tell you, let me let you in on a little something. Dating sometimes out here can be a little dangerous. Okay, so let me help y'all out. If you approach a person, okay, let me plug this in real quick. This ain't even part of my notes, but this just dropped in my spirit. If you approach a person asking for their phone number because you are attracted to what you see physically, and the person turns around and denies or, does not want to accept or rejects you, or, and rejects your flirtatious banter, don't get angry and call them out their name. That's why I ain't like you no way. Yes, you did, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have came over here. Learn how to accept rejection with integrity. Okay, thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your day. You don't have to belittle nobody. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to get violent, because I'm pretty sure just because that one person told you, no, I'm good, it's somebody out there that might like you. Learn how to accept that rejection with grace, baby. It's okay. It don't mean there's something wrong with you. They're not attracted to what they see. And that is okay. That lets you know that you are okay with yourself when you can take that rejection and walk away with your head held high. Stop beating up people. Stop want to pull out a gun and unalive somebody because they told you no. Get over it. It is okay. It's okay. It is okay for someone to tell you no. That is not the end of your life. That is not a death sentence, and it's not the factory being closed on all the other men and women out here in the world for you to go pursue. That's just one person that told you no. It does not make or break your life. I don't know who that was for. I don't know who needed to hear that, but put it in your spirit. Rejection does not mean it's final. It does not mean that just because this one lady told you no, or this one man told you no, that there's nobody else out there for you. Let that sink in and carry that with you on today. Let it bless you and let it bless somebody else. All right. Now, resetting your standards. Because a lot of us, we learning these non-negotiables, we learning these boundaries, we learning how to set new standards because we are new creatures. The old things are passed away now. Behold, I will do a new thing, right? So if God is doing a new thing, he's going to equip us on how to set new things for ourselves as well. Because healing changes you and your standards should grow with that change. You can't have them same standards for 1992 in 2025, depending on what them standards are, right? So come up with the things that you're willing to not negotiate on. I ain't talking about no body type. I want black hair. They gotta be 6 feet. They got to drive a Mercedes Benz. They got to make 6 figures. That's the shallowest stuff that I've ever seen in my life. Do you want your man or your lady to look good? Absolutely. Because you want to be physically attracted to the person that you're with, correct? Yes. So I'm not naive to the fact that you want somebody to look at. I'm not naive to that. However, your standards, your non-negotiables, and your boundaries should be set from a spiritual, emotional, and relational standpoint that you're not willing to bend, not willing to compromise, and not willing to negotiate on. Whether that's your faith, what you believe in, consistency, maturity, personality, ambition, drive, goals, how to respect you, how to be honest, how to communicate, how to be vulnerable, supporting, walking in their purpose or on their way, knowing who they are in God. Because Amos 3:3 said, can two walk together unless they agree? Dating someone that does not share your values will always create the biggest tension in your life. I had to learn that me setting my standards and boundaries is not me being picky. It's me protecting myself. It's protecting my peace and it's protecting my purpose. It's protecting what comes with me. Because when you get me, you don't just get me. You get 3 whole kids. 2 are young adults. But I got a whole 6-year-old over here. So if I don't set standards for me, what I allow you to come over here and run over me is going to pour over into my children. And I can't have that because I'm their protector. And if I fall on the job, my babies are exposed. So you have to set your standards. Okay. One of the most powerful things that I've learned, and it's the simplest thing ever, pray before you date. How about that? Ask God for wisdom and discernment before you meet somebody. Ask for guidance, clarity, vision. Pray before you say, yes, I'll go somewhere with you. Pray that God is the light, the lamp, the flashlight, the lighter, whatever you need to guide your every step. Pray that God is that for you before you out here catching feelings, before you out here busting it down that you ain't got no business doing no way, but that's neither here nor there. Pray about what your assignment is to a person that you meet. Is this someone that you're supposed to be in covenant with? Is this someone that you're supposed to be in business with? Is this someone that you're supposed to be in friendship with? Is this someone that you're supposed to have a 5-minute conversation? Again, giggle, giggle, key. Have a good one. Because sometimes we can pull non-seasonal people and make them seasonal situations. Huh? Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, lean not into thy own understanding, and all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Dating is not separate from your spiritual life because God cares about every single thing that you do. He cares about you from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. And he also cares about who you give your heart to. So if you know that there is an unction or a feeling, or if you hear God's voice telling you that this is not for you, don't ignore God's voice, especially when you know for a fact it's God. All because you're desperate, all because you have fear, all because you don't want to, I don't want to be by myself, right? Learn how to be by yourself and know that it's okay. I'm gonna give you a few scenarios. I want y'all to play a little game with me, okay? Play a little game out here on the Fly Show. And I want you to answer these questions or these scenarios honestly. Okay? Are you ready to date or not yet? This will let you know where you are in your am I ready or not? Are you still stalking your ex social media pages? You ain't got to put it in the chat because I don't want to know your business, okay? But answer that scenario honestly. Are you still stalking your ex's social media? Yes or no? This is going to let you know if you're ready to be out here or not. This will let you know if you're ready to start, being pursued again or to start pursuing again, right? You're afraid to be alone, so you text multiple people just so you can feel wanted and needed. Answer it. Don't look at me. Answer the question for yourself. All right? You're passionate about your purpose, and you rather wait for the right one than to settle. That's your third scenario. You're passionate about your purpose, and you'd rather wait for the right one than to settle. Fourth scenario, you have a support system, a prayer life, your heart is open to receive love, and you're not moving out of desperation. These scenarios are not meant to make you feel ashamed, to not embarrass you, but they're for self-awareness. They're for self-awareness. And it's for you to know and realize if you're ready to be back out here or not. That's not failure. That's using wisdom. That's you thinking futuristically and presently about, am I ready to unload everything I have to be pursued again? It's as simple as that. You don't have to rush. Dating after heartbreak is a major step. Major step. And I've had to learn dating out here is not for the faint at heart. You come across a whole bunch of frogs, men and women, before you find that one, or before the one finds you. But make sure you are out here dating. If you're going to be out here dating, make sure you do it with prayer. Make sure you do it with wisdom. And make sure you do it in confidence. And also make sure you got somebody that got your back. Hey, girl, I'm about to go on this date. This is what he looked like. This is where we going. This is what I got on. Because it's crazy out here. And I'm just being real and transparent. If I go on a date, I have 2-3 people that I will say, this is where I'm at. I have a couple people that I share my location with. My children have my location. This is where I'm at. This is what I have on. I take a picture of what I got on, a picture of the restaurant that I'm going to. If I already have a picture of the person, I send them a picture of the person that I'm going with. Because what you're going to know is you're going to know what I got on, you're going to know where I'm going, and you're going to know who I got there with. Because if I don't let you know that I made it home safely, I need you to send the squad out. Come for your girl. Okay? Because you have to be protecting you have to protect yourself at all costs. Because it's crazy out here. Okay? It's crazy. I want to be in love. I want to be loved. But I want to be loved in the right manner. I don't want to have fear over my life that if I tell you no, that I don't like you, that you're going to try to harm me. Okay? Let's not do that. So here's my affirmation that I want you to repeat with me for tonight. I am whole in Christ before anyone else. I will not settle for less than God's best. I trust his timing over my own. And let me just say, when the right person comes, you ain't going to have to beg. You ain't going to have to scream. You ain't have to plead. You ain't going to have to kick. You're going to know that it's the right person because God is going to affirm it. They'll recognize your value because you first recognize it in yourself. So if you don't do anything else, ask yourself, am I ready? Or do I need a little bit more time? And be honest when you answer that question, all right? So thank you so much for tuning in here on The Fly Show, where the fly stands for First Love You, with your girl, Jazzy D Mills. I hope you all are enjoying this dating series just as much as I am. We are on episode 6 or 7 in this series, and it is going well. Again, if you have not, make sure you go to our YouTube channel to subscribe, and make sure you click that bell so you can get all notifications when we are live on YouTube, because we're doing some amazing and phenomenal things here on The Fly Show, and we would love to share with you. Share this episode with your friends. Make sure you share it in your groups, and make sure you set your alarms to be right back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It has been yours truly, Jazzy D Mills, and make sure that you first love you, because you absolutely deserve it. Good night.
I'll be your temple. I'll be your sanctuary. You can come dwell here. Oh, won't you come live through me? Jesus, have your way. Jesus, have your way. Jada, I got it made. You never delay. You came and you paid, so